My name is Chase Sellers. I've been doing bodybuilding coaching now for almost about 3 years now. Every client, it differentiates their goals. So that's why with every client I go over exactly what they're trying to achieve at the beginning, whether it be putting on weight, muscle-wise, or leaning down to see what they have. What I do is a lot more strict and diverse than a person that's coming to the gym just looking to get in healthier shape. It's a lot more detailed and a lot more dedication and hard work. So everyone's different. You got ectomorphs, endomorphs, mesomorphs. Someone like Tiffany would be more like an meso-endomorph, kind of a mixture of two. She can put on body fat really easily. It's a little tougher for her to take it off. That's why we have to start out a little bit further away from shows in order to get her ready in time. Because like I said, I like to have all my clients ready for shows at least 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time, just in case I would like to test run peak weeks with them that make sure everything's going the way I should and my plan's going to work. Macronutrient intake, like I said, varies from person to person. Endomorphs, mesomorphs, and ectomorphs are all different, and ectomorphs is going to be able to take in more calories than an endomorph is. Also going to be able to take in different type of calories, more so probably from fats and carbs for an ectomorph. But if an endomorph was to take in the same amount of fats and carbs, they would probably gain a lot more weight. Just because their metabolism and their body type is a lot different. Mesomorph body type is more like me, that's more muscular, athletic, broader shoulders, can put on muscle pretty easy, and can be kind of tough to put fat on at the same time. So it's kind of in between an ecto and an endomorph. I always start everyone usually on like a maintenance level diet to what type their body is. So for example, someone like Tiffany, I'd start out on a diet probably around maintenance level calories. For example, this show, she started out weighing about 165 at the beginning of prep. We usually start out around 1900 calories, which is pretty high for a girl, on the coming into prep. And then from there, you just adjust. If she doesn't see progress within a week or two, then I just pretty much subtract from carbohydrates, take down our carbs a little bit. I'm a big believer in only obtaining fats from meats and things like that. Once again, if it's an ectomorph body type, someone that really struggles to even put weight on or anything like that, they have a lot more leeway with being able to obtain calories from fats or carbs or anything like that. But tracking it is big. If you're going to stay consistent and you're going to want to be on point and be able to make accurate adjustments, you have to know what your consistent macronutrient intake is every day. Because if it changes or if it's off one day, that could affect the weight loss for the week, which could affect me making adjustments accurately to make them continue to see progress and get past those plateaus. The biggest obstacles is mainly food and staying on track, because everyone, the normal person, them going out to eat and getting some chicken wings and grabbing a few beers on a Sunday watching football is normal. But if you're in prep mode and you're 2-3 weeks away from a show, that's not something that you would be able to do. So it's pretty much obstacles socially with eating and things like that, and making sure that you're getting enough rest, so you're not really overtraining to the point where you're making prep miserable, because that's what some people do. And honestly, if you're going to be miserable during prep, what's the whole point of doing it? Peak week is basically, a lot of people, coaches, athletes, I see it all the time. They think that there's some secret to peak week. Honestly, there's really not. It's minor adjustments to manipulate certain things to get your body to peak on a certain day. And no, those competitors don't look like how they do on stage every day. Usually it's for about 1 to 2 days, and after that, they lose all their lines for a few days, and it's just getting back to their normal life. Also reverse dieting out of a show to make sure that all that weight that you lost and doesn't just go to waste. You don't want to, just cut down 20-30 pounds and then gain it right back a month afterwards, because you're just eventually over time it's ruining your metabolism, and it can burn it out pretty bad. There's thousands and thousands of different ways to peak somebody. It's really more so knowing somebody. But for example, I like a lot of times coaches say not to bring sodium completely out the last week of the show. I'm not a firm believer in that. I think that high sodium levels paired with high water intake will help to teach your body to flush that sodium out. Therefore, the last few days before the show, depending on the person, you know, I like to not eliminate sodium, but reduce sodium. So if you go from, you know, ingesting, let's say 7,000 to 9,000 milligrams of sodium a day to where now you're bringing it down to 1,000 the last 2 days before the show, and your water intake slowly tapers down, or you up your water intake a little bit, your body now is going to get rid of that sodium and extra water the last few days, which is going to enhance the look of your physique, which is going to create deeper lines, more separation, a harder, tighter physique, which is what you're trying to accomplish on the last few days before a show, because that's what the judges want, basically. So sodium does play a big role, so does carbohydrates in pulling water into the muscle. So they all kind of work synergistically in getting to that point of peaking your body. If you do look into, you know, doing a bodybuilding show, I think if anyone that's in fitness, honestly, if you're into fitness, you love working out, you love seeing what you can do with your body, I think that everyone should try competition one time, you know. If you like it, awesome, you'll probably keep doing it, because I've never met someone that doesn't. But if you don't like it, you never have to do it again. But at least you get to see what your body's full potential was, and you go from there. If you like the process, awesome. If you didn't, then you never have to do it again. I just say everyone have a vision of what they want to see themselves and just go after it.